Hello, friends. Today we continue to honor musical icons who suddenly passed away, from Dash Crofts and ChipTaylor to country Joe McDonald. Their melodies defined generations. We also explore the silent storm surrounding beloved actor and singer MarieOsmond at 66. What secret burden is she truly carrying behind the fame? If their stories touched your life, please like this video as a sign of respect. Thank you. Now, let's begin.
The thing that impressed me about it the most was it's so logical. It's the basic concept of it is the oneness of mankind.
Dash Crofts, the virtuoso mandolinist and tender voice of the legendary duo Seals and Crofts, has sadly passed away at 87. His family confirmed that Dash tragically died of heart failure on Wednesday, March 25, 2026. His passing marks the final sunset of an era, as he finally reunites with his lifelong musical partner, Jim Seals, who died in 2022. From his 1958 start as a drummer for the Champs to the 1972 double platinum success of Summer Breeze, Dash's soothing harmonies captured a generation. His hits like Diamond Girl, 1973, and Get Closer, 1976, became timeless anthems of peace and love. However, the road was not without shadows. In 1974, the duo faced a painful industry boycott following the controversial Unborn Child. After disbanding in 1981, Dash reinvented his soul through the Baha'i faith, and often staying long after concerts just to speak with fans about humanity and kindness. He spent his final years in quiet reflection on a Texas ranch, finding peace among his beloved horses. His family honors a legacy of service to mankind. Dash didn't just perform. He healed through his mandolin and shared his heart with everyone he met. Rest in peace, Dash. Your spirit remains forever in the breeze.
I became a very good horse race handicapper. I could pick winners.
ChipTaylor, the legendary songwriter who gave us the rebellious spirit of Wild Thing, has sadly passed away at 86. His children, Kelly and Christiane, confirmed that Chip died peacefully in hospice care on Monday, March 23, 2026. His passing follows a courageous battle with throat cancer, a journey he bravely shared with fans through his final songs just months ago. Born James Wesley Voigt, he changed music forever in 1966 with the raw energy of Wild Thing, and again in 1967 with the soul-stirring Angel of the Morning. By 1969, he had penned the powerhouse hit Try Just a Little Bit Harder for Janis Joplin, eventually earning his rightful place in the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2016. But Chip's life was his greatest gamble. After a bitter industry dispute in 1981, and he tragically walked away from music for 14 years to become a professional gambler. He was so skilled at counting cards that he was banned from major casinos, yet his heart eventually drew him back. In 1995, he reinvented himself, returning to the stage with a raw, honest voice that resonated with a new generation of listeners. Following the loss of his beloved wife, Joan, in 2025, Chip's final days were spent in quiet reflection. His family remembers him for the rare blessing of his connection to people. To Chip, his audience weren't just fans, they were cherished friends. Rest in peace, Chip. You were truly a wild thing with a heart of gold.
3 years and some change. I was in El Monte, California, in the San Gabriel Valley, where I grew up.
Country Joe McDonald, the bold voice of a generation, and the man who turned Woodstock 1969 into a sea of defiance, has sadly passed away at 84. The music world mourned as news broke that Joe died peacefully on Saturday, March 7th, 2026. His passing leaves a void in the heart of the San Francisco folk rock scene, where he once stood as a symbol of truth during America's most divided hour. Joe's journey was anything but ordinary. In 1965, he co-founded Country Joe and the Fish, blending psychedelic rock with sharp political wit. But it was in 1969, armed with only an acoustic guitar, that he delivered the iconic performance of "I Feel Like I'm Fixin' to Die, Rag." His caustic black humor spoke for 400,000 souls, capturing the pain of young men coming home in a box with a raw honesty that still haunts us today. Yet, Joe was a man of deep contradictions and compassion. After serving in the U.S. Navy in 1959, he spent his life honoring the soldier while fighting the war. He stood in the 1970 Chicago 7 trial as a witness for justice and dedicated decades to building memorials for Vietnam veterans. He believed in healing, not just protest, finding his own peace in the redwoods of Berkeley. He is survived by his wife, Kathy, and his beloved children. Country Joe didn't just sing for the charts. He sang for our collective soul. Rest in peace, Joe. Your rebellious spirit will forever echo in the summer of love.
I would not say me. You know, I just did a show in Hawaii where I honored my 4 original Osmond brothers.
Decades of public ridicule, systematic abuse, a lonely battle with mental illness, and the shattering loss of her own child. Yet, for over half a century, MarieOsmond has refused to collapse. She chose to stand tall, remaining a resilient beacon of positivity in an industry that tried its absolute hardest to break her. For most of us, childhood is a time for spelling tests and playground games, the simple luxury of being blissfully naive. That was never the life of MarieOsmond. She was thrust into the high-pressure machinery of global entertainment before she was even old enough for kindergarten. At 3 years old, Marie wasn't playing with dolls. She was standing under the searing heat of studio lights, forced to memorize choreography alongside legends. Her parents turned their home into a relentless factory, and where every sibling was merely a gear in the Osmond family brand. Marie later admitted with chilling clarity that in those years she was treated as a product rather than a person. She was a child star whose primary function was to fuel a commercial empire, while her own identity was slowly swallowed by the suffocating expectations of a global audience. The world saw a flawless porcelain doll, but the mirror told Marie a much darker story. Standing next to icons like Cher and Farrah Fawcett, she felt like an imposter, an ugly duckling drowning in a sea of self-doubt. The pressure to remain perfect soon became a physical nightmare. A high-ranking executive once stormed onto the set, pointed a finger at the teenager, and then branded her a fat embarrassment, threatening to fire the entire cast and crew if she didn't lose weight immediately. To survive, Marie began to starve her own life away. She would go 4 days a week with nothing but lemon juice and cayenne pepper. The numbers on the scale became her master, dictating her very worth as a human being. Even when her legs gave out from sheer exhaustion mid-dance, she had to force herself back up, swallowing her tears to hide the tremors behind a thick artificial mask of makeup. But the most brutal blows didn't come from cruel executives or tabloid headlines. They came from the shadows of her own home, involving a betrayal so deep it would fracture her soul for decades to come. In 1970, 11-year-old Marie was filming a commercial in Japan when her boat capsized, pitching her into shark-infested waters. Following her terrifying rescue, she wasn't met with a mother's embrace. Instead, sun-scorched, dehydrated, and covered in blisters, she was ordered immediately back into the sea to finish the scene. Her fear was irrelevant. She was simply a disposable part that needed to function. This systematic commodification was brutal. By 1978, while Donnie and Marie dominated the global ratings, The teen icon was financially stripped. Trusted money managers, hand-picked by her parents, had essentially betrayed her through gross mismanagement and greed, steering the family near total bankruptcy just as their show wrapped. Marie wasn't a star. She was a highly profitable, commodified gear, unexpected to spin faster even as she was being discarded by the very adults supposed to protect her. In public, she still delivered that flawlessly rehearsed, dimpled smile, but behind the studio lights, her eyes were growing vacant, veiling the hollow ache underneath. This relentless dehumanization set the stage for an even darker, more intimate violation. During these same years, from child star to household name, Marie was enduring systematic sexual abuse perpetrated by individuals her family allowed into her private world. Each attack was coupled with chilling threats, reinforcing a suffocating silence she felt forced to keep to protect the wholesome, lucrative family brand. Internalizing this horror, she was slowly eroding her own soul to please the industry and maintain the illusion of perfection. In that suffocating golden cage, and she learned a savage, raw truth. Fame didn't buy safety. It only bought a louder, more terrifying silence. This deep psychic fracturing set her on a collision course with a sorrow that would eventually test her sanity. But the heaviest cross MarieOsmond would ever carry was not her own. In 2010, the ripples of tragedy became a tidal wave when her son, Michael, took his own life. For Marie, this wasn't a historical event to get over. It was a permanent vibration in her soul. She realized the hardest truth of all. Time doesn't heal. It only teaches you how to carry the weight of what is missing. When she stepped back onto the Las Vegas stage just 1 week after his funeral, the world called her cold. They didn't see a mother refusing to drown so her other children wouldn't have to swim alone. She chose to work through the grief, carrying the memory of her son and her parents, Olive and George, not as a burden, but as a reason to keep breathing. Fast forward to March 2026. At 66, MarieOsmond is no longer a product of an industry or a puppet of a family brand. Today, she is a force of nature. Whether she is performing her sold-out symphonic tours or finding peace at her home in Utah, there is a newfound stillness in her eyes. She has traded the frantic hunger of her youth for the quiet, grounded joy of being a grandmother to 8. Her health is a testament to balance, and her voice remains an unyielding American treasure. Most importantly, her recent advocacy for mental health has become her true legacy, turning her private scars into a public roadmap for others. She has finally reclaimed her own reflection. The smile is no longer a requirement. It is a choice. It is a smile that survived the storm, weathered the betrayal, and outlasted the critics. She stood her ground. She kept walking. She chose to forgive the past to save her future. Because the ultimate victory isn't in never falling. It is in the relentless, a beautiful refusal to stay down. If Marie's journey touched your heart today, please leave a like to honor her resilience. We invite you to share your favorite memory of her in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. Subscribe to stay with us as we remember the legends who shaped our lives. Thank you for watching.